Hey Pokemon fans, Real Mama Eagle here, also known as Key, and in this video I'll be talking about my ideal Pokemon party in Generation 9, Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet. The opinions in this video are my own based off Pokemon I enjoy using in this generation. Keep in mind I will not be using legendaries or competitive aspects in this list. Before we get into it, don't forget to like and subscribe and let me know in the comments below what Pokemon you love using in Gen 9. Now let's get started. Generation 9 is a tough generation to pick a starter in because, to be perfectly honest, this whole group is great. They offered cool designs and different typings we had never seen before from any Pokemon starter, so there's really no bad choice here. In the interest of keeping my party competitive, I have to go with Quackleval in this case. Full disclosure, I do think Skeledirge is the best of the three for me to personally use based off typing, but there's another reason I'm choosing Quackleval, and we'll get into that later. I do like the water and fighting typing. I think it's very versatile. I love the flying moves it can learn in addition to obviously Ice and Bug and Fairy, giving Quackleval a lot of versatility. It's got some very solid attacks, so a lot of the hits it lands are going to be very devastating. The rest of his stats aren't that great, but it makes up for it in versatility. Again, I like the flying moves. Makes you feel like you don't have to go out of the way to go get a flying Pokemon to balance that out, so it's a pretty cool Pokemon to use. Every new generation, there's a Pokemon that comes on and steals popularity and our hearts. In Generation 9, that Pokemon was Mousehold, and if you're like me, you were lucky enough to have the family of 3 and the family of 4. Mousehold is a very adorable normal type Pokemon with versatility for days, and its move Population Bomb is so OP. You can get it early in the game, which is why I like having it in my party, and the fact that it's going to outspeed is so ridiculous. A Pokemon that can outspeed and use a move that can hit so many times is so ridiculously OP, it's not even funny. And if those two things weren't enough, there's nothing Mousehold can't learn. Dark moves, fairy moves, bug moves, grass moves, fire moves, water moves, electric moves. This Pokemon is probably one of the most versatile Pokemon we've ever seen in the Pokemon universe. I don't do much competitive, but I'm sure a Mousehold is an absolute nightmare in competitive, so good luck if you run into one in competitive. In my first playthrough of Pokemon Violet, I was walking around the desert and I saw this little pink thing with a hammer, and I was just like, what is that? I ran into a wild Tinkatink and I fell in love, and then it kept evolving and became Tinkaton. I love the typing of Steel and Fairy. If anyone knows me, I'm a big Mawile fan from Gen 3, and Tinkaton is just so much better and so much cuter. It is a Pokemon that, despite not having the best stats, is ridiculously OP for no reason. It's got some devastating Steel moves in addition to the obvious Fairy, but can learn Ghost moves, Bug moves, Ground moves, Rock moves. It just has an answer for so much, and it's a Pokemon that I can't not use every time I play Generation 9. It's just ridiculous. Whenever I need a Pokemon to take out other Pokemon, if I don't have my Ceruledge, I use Tinkaton because I'm gonna get that big hit, or Tinkaton is going to take a big hit. Even if you use a ground move on Tinkaton, it's probably gonna eat that move and at least have some HP left to get the job done, and that's why I love it so much. Also, it hunts Corviknight. That's wild. Remember when I was saying I didn't want to choose Skeledirge? There's a reason for that, and that's because I always like to get a Ceruledge. Ugh, what a great Pokemon. It's worth the annoying fetch mission to get the armor to evolve into a Ceruledge, but every single time it pays off. I love the fire and ghost typing. If you ever see a Pokemon playthrough and I don't have a ghost Pokemon in my party, call someone because I may be in danger. Ceruledge is a Pokemon that is so ridiculous. It is so wild to use. Its attack is unreal. It's gonna always land big hits. It has a fire move called Bitter Blade that is so OP. It does great damage and replenishes your health. It is ridiculous. My Ceruledge by itself wiped out the majority of Gita's Pokemon in my very first playthrough, and I was so amazed by it. But goodness, it can learn Psychic moves, Fairy moves, Dark moves, Bug moves. It can learn so many different types of moves, and it's always going to give you the upper hand. Even if you have a water Pokemon ready to take it down, it's still going to find some way to outsmart. It's just a Pokemon that can literally have an answer for everything, and it's a must-have. Generation 9 gave me another dragon to love, and that is Baxcalibur. I love the combination of ice and dragon. I think it's so great. It definitely weakens that ice weakness that dragons already have, and it's got a killer design with those blue scales. It's absolutely stunning, and I love the snowy vibe it gives off. But this Pokemon, my goodness me, has the most ridiculous attack. All the hits it lands are going to be big hits. It is a Pokemon that is pure power, and it learns everything. In addition to the ice and dragon, you've got water moves, you've got dark moves. It can even learn Thunder Fang. It can learn rock moves. It can learn fighting moves. It can learn flying moves. It is just incredibly versatile, incredibly powerful, and it is one of those Pokemon that when you think of pseudo legendaries, that is one of the Pokemon that you first see. But its benefit is that it doesn't have an unnecessary high evolution level like other dragons do, which gives it the edge, but it is one of my favorite new dragon Pokemon. In Generation 5, I loved it by Sharp so much. I love the Dark and Steel typing, and I was hoping in later gens it would get more love, and we finally got an evolution for it. King Gambit was definitely worth the wait, despite its very annoying evolution method, but it is a Pokemon that is so ridiculously powerful. It's got killer attack and killer defense. It's going to defend itself, and it's going to pack a giant punch. It also has one of the best abilities ever, where it literally channels the power of its fainted allies. I wish Gita would have taken advantage of that, but she sucks, so it doesn't really matter, whatever. But King Gambit is a Pokemon that is so versatile because guess what? It can also learn everything. Psychic, ground, rock, electric. It doesn't matter. King Gambit can probably learn it. It is a Pokemon that, like others, will have an answer for absolutely everything, while delivering a great punch and defending itself very well. To recap, the Pokemon I love to use in Gen 9 are Quaquaval, Mousehold, Ceruledge, Tinkaton, King Gambit, and Baxcalibur. Let me know in the comments what Pokemon you prefer to use in this gen, and don't forget to like and subscribe as well, and ding that bell so you know when new videos are up. I am also Real Mama Eagle on all social media platforms, and I do live streams at twitch.tv/RealMamaEagle. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.